This is the Water Your Garden podcast. I'm Sarah Michaels. This episode is all about you, your chance to water your own garden, pour into your own life, and grow. Vanessa Gratz, welcome to Water Your Garden.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
We are so excited you're here.
I'm pumped. I love to talk about all things.
Yeah, I love to talk about, actually, we've randomly done quite a few home episodes now, and they always do really well. I just think it's really fun. So your home is really well known in Michigan. You are huge on Instagram. I love following you.
Thank you.
But I hear that you are not from here. So how did you end up with this house that has become your whole career now?
It's actually really wild. I give a lot of thanks to God for like bringing us here. I honestly think it was like divine intervention. My husband and I moved around a lot for his job previously. So I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, born and raised.
What about Texas?
True. Although I'm no longer a Cowboys fan. So everyone know that.
You're a Lions fan.
I'm now a Lions fan.
Okay, but you best be perfect over sports.
Yeah,
I'm like, you gotta go.
I know. 2 years ago, they're like, burn all of your Cowboys here.
Yes.
So,
You're gonna have to end the interview.
I know, like, it should cut short.
So we gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
It's fine, but get out of here. My husband and I, we moved around a bunch. We ended up back in Texas, where I was from. His job relocated us back. And we were there for, I would say, a year and a half, and we're just perusing houses. You know, maybe scroll Trulia, you scroll Zillow. It's just like a good day to see what's out there. I think we also recently finished watching that was like about farming and ranching. And we're like, wow, we can become ranchers.
You're speaking our language.
Let's look into Montana and all these
Yeah.
But my husband is originally from here. So he was born and raised in Southgate, actually. So he's a, downriver boy through and through. And we were looking at real estate, found a house that just looked beautiful just for fun, just taking a look. We were also a little wine drunk when we were looking as well.
That's when the best decisions happen.
Yeah, we were like, but what if?
We got our dog because of margaritas.
Yes,
so there you go.
Absolutely. I'm a proponent of the wine subscription because a lot of good things come from your life. But it was great. And so we found this house. We were already coming into town for a friend's wedding the following weekend. We're like, let's just borrow your parents' car and let's drive and just check it out. Let's do it for fun. And we walked in and we put in an offer same day. It was very much like it was meant to be. I remember seeing the exterior of the house. It was gorgeous, and it looked like it belonged in the English countryside. And I had dreamed of having a Tudor. Yes. And in Dallas, we have this area called the M Streets. It's all streets that start with M, and they're just filled with Tudors. I remember growing up thinking, I want to live in the M Streets. That would be amazing. And this house looks like it belongs there. So anyways, fell in love. We prayed right before we walked in, and I was like, all right, let's not get weird or crazy. Like, no rose-colored glasses. Let's go in with we're not going to buy a house today. We're just going to go look.
So you really didn't think that you would potentially put an offer on it?
It would be fun to look at it because it was 15 minutes from his parents' house. And we walked in and I just I got chills through my whole body. And every step I took, I was like, I could see our life here. I could see us hosting. I could see having our family over. I could see Christmases. I could see all the things I wanted to do to the house. And put an offer in the same day. It was accepted and we moved in 2 months later.
What is it too about Christmas? Okay, I'm glad you said that because I always think about Christmas when I look at houses. I always envision Christmas. We even got some new lighting fixtures for a peninsula that Connor designed in our house. And when I got the lighting fixtures, I was like, we can put bows on them for Christmas.
1,000%.
Is that a thing that everyone thinks of Christmas?
I think you think of milestones and the monumental things throughout your life. And for me, Christmas is one of my favorites. I love the holidays. And growing up in Texas, I didn't have white Christmases. It never snowed. And so I'd always imagined what that would look like. And so this house specifically, I was like, it'll be covered in snow. There's going to be deer coming through the yard. This is going to be magic.
Santa
I'm going to live
chimney.
in a Christmas card, a Hallmark movie. I could just see it all. And it was incredible. And it was meant to be. It was meant to be. And everything good that has come since moving here, I'm just like, what if we would have never scrolled across this house? What if we wouldn't have known it was there, taken the chance to go look at it? I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And from following you and just talking to you for a few minutes, it seems like faith is really big to you. Yeah. Was that a part of it?
Oh, absolutely. I pray before I do anything.
Okay.
Down to the littlest thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm a firm believer in that, God's always got us in his hand and he has a plan and a purpose for us. And I just pray for like obedience every day. I'm like, all right, lead me where I need to go before me, ensure like safety and health, but also like make sure that I'm walking into the right doors and I'm avoiding the wrong ones. And that was a big thing about this house. You know, we obviously had a house in Texas. We were near my family. There were probably a dozen things that needed to go right in order for us to actually make the move. We needed to sell our house for a very specific amount. We wanted to pay off our debt if we were going to do that. And then we needed to like find a good moving company. There's just all these things. And when we prayed, and with my parents too, I was like, listen, it's probably not going to happen. My mom was so sad. She was crying when I told her we came home and put an offer on a house in a different state. Again, like I was moving again.
Yeah.
And I was like, don't worry, you guys. Literally a dozen things have to go exactly right in order for this to happen. And it was boom, 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 boom within a week. We got an offer on our house within a week. Exactly what we wanted for it. Like everything lined up. And I was like, all right, God, to Michigan we go.
So for you, how do you feel like you know that God is moving you in your life towards the right decision? Is it just when things line up?
I mean, obviously when things line up, that's very clear. I'm like, okay, cool. That must be a sign. But I think there's like a gut feeling. I think when you are allowing God or the Holy Spirit to lead your life, I think there is this, I tend to get chills in moments. I'm a big like chill person. I'm like, I don't believe that's nothing, right? Unless I'm watching a scary movie. That's like a thing. But no, if I'm something going about my day and, you know, I pass by someone or I'm asked a question or an opportunity presents itself and I'm not quite sure if it's the right thing for me, if I'm supposed to take that step, I'll usually like stop and take a breath and be like, all right, God, like, I don't know. So I need you to make it clear for me. And sometimes that is a chill. Sometimes that is like someone saying something to me that solidifies what I was thinking or what I was doing. And faith is such a funny thing because it is like intangible, right? And I kind of get why so many people have a hard time with it because you are choosing to believe in something you can't see, touch, or feel, right? You know, you're having to believe in something that you just know in your gut is there. And it's a tricky thing, but it's gotten me this far. And I can see the parts of my life that are better because I was listening and I was letting God lead me, and the parts of my life when I was trying to do it myself. And those were hot messes.
Yeah, I can relate.
So yeah.
Even with this show, when I came up with the name Water Your Garden, it was, I don't know if I've told this, I was struggling with like the concept and the name, and I was on Pinterest, and my whole Pinterest, it was last summer, was Pamela Anderson, but not Harley Pamela Anderson in her garden era.
Like current Pamela.
Yes, exactly.
Like embracing herself, Pamela.
Yes, and it was all these photos of her watering her garden and like all these things, and they were speaking to me. And this one photo, I was staring at it, and I thought, how can I encompass this in a name? Because to me, it was being true to yourself and pouring into yourself. And when people listened, I wanted them to feel fulfilled in that way. Yeah. And I literally thought, okay, I can't name it like Water Your Garden. Like that's what she's doing. And then I got chills and I said, wait, I could literally name the show Water Your Garden.
Like you're trying to evoke something. And sometimes it is like the easiest answer right now.
Yes.
You're like, oh no, wait a minute. People are going to resonate with this.
I genuinely jumped up in that moment. I was with a friend. I was like, what if I actually just named the show Water Your Garden, just like the photo?
Yeah.
And I got chills. So I feel like I relate to that so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you are aligned. You buy this house, you make the move to Michigan. How does it come to be that you're posting about the home and your interior design?
Yeah. So I started blogging it was like January of 2020. I turned 30 in January 2020 and I was like, this is going to be my year.
Yes. Sounds like it was.
Yeah, totally. And I was like, I'd been posting online just our life. We were living in California at the time and no family near us. And so I was posting, you know, when we were going to eat or going to wineries or like just everything we were doing so they could be a part of it. I think I had like 400 followers and it was people that either related to me or my husband or friends.
Take it.
Right. And I was like, I'm going to start a blog. Like, who am I? I was just like, I'm going to start a blog because people are going to want to see this. And it was fun. And it was really the only subscribers were related to me. It was great. And then we moved back to Texas and we bought our first house. And I was like, okay. And I started leaning in more into the interior design and sharing more specifically about the house and what I was doing there. And in Texas is where I first started like connecting with a few brands. Like they were just like, send me like an olive tree. And it was the coolest thing ever.
That is the coolest thing.
Yeah. It was like, you want to send me something you made. Like that was a huge compliment because I was nobody and I still think I am nobody, but
you're somebody.
Thank Thanks. Started in Texas. And then I remember we bought this house and my mother-in-law, Terry, she told me, she said, your account, your Instagram is going to blow up after you get into this house. She was like, I just know it. I just know something's going to shift. And she was totally right. She was right. You know, the historic home community, the old home community, like those people ride deep. Like they are, they love what they love and they love supporting old homes and people restoring them and caring for them. You know, like cities around here, like Birmingham, Bluefield Hills, you see a lot of these gorgeous old homes being torn down and like a modern farmhouse going up in its place. And there are literally like online pages, people like ready to come with like picket fences and torches.
I might be a member. No, we walk around and no shit. We get the appeal because we live not in a cool old home. We live in an old home that needed like major TLC.
A lot of love.
But in our neighborhood, we will walk around and see some of the new builds and we get the appeal because our house is such a headache to us sometimes because we're constantly having to renovate and fix.
Totally.
But the new construction is so hard because it takes all that charm.
I know.
And all that character.
And there's nothing wrong with a new build. I think actually if you have the money and the resources to do a new build, like completely custom, you know, you can, I've seen some new builds that looked like old homes. I mean, they flew in tiles from Italy. You know, there's all these cool, I'm like a dream. I told my husband he would love to have a fresh built house. And I told him, well, one day when we have that type of money and I can fly in everything from all these old homes across the world, then great.
I feel like you could.
I want to take
new partnerships.
Stone from like a, you know, circa 1300 castle. Like that's my type of new build.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's true. You know, they say they don't make them like they used to. And they don't use the same materials and things of that sort. So anyways, that's my thing. I love old homes and so many people love old homes. And I found an audience that aligned with this house specifically. And my style evolved too. I'm a firm believer in letting the house lead you. I think most houses have some type of character or story to tell and its overall construction. Like think of a mid-century modern home. Like you wouldn't buy a mid-century modern ranch and fill it with a bunch of like old Victorian furniture. Like I feel like a home speaks to you. And if you allow it to lead, you can create something really cohesive and really beautiful. And so our previous house was led a little more mid-century modern in Texas. We moved into this house, a very English country. And so I slowly allowed myself to shift and evolve in my style to give the house what I felt like it needed. And now I feel like I walk into the space and the pieces I brought in, whether it's brand new furniture or old paintings, I feel like they could have always been there. And that's what I'm always trying to do is fill a house with things that look like it could have always been there. Whether that's I'm adding new light fixtures or I'm adding new molding. I love telling a house's story. And that was really important to me. And I think a lot of people aligned with that. And so my following grew. I want to say like when we moved to Michigan, I like 7,000 followers. And then within 6 months, it exceeded 100,000.
Wow.
It was pretty quick, which was really cool and a little overwhelming, but it was amazing. And I was like, okay, people want to see or hear what I'm sharing. So I'm going to keep sharing it.
Oh my gosh. That's such a good tip too, to lean into the character and build style that your home already has. We have been renovating our home. Connor this winter took down while I was pregnant. It's been quite the journey. But Connor took down a bunch of our walls. And so 2 of the walls that he took down, one of them is from the kitchen to the dining room. And then another one is from the living room to the entry hallway. And then it left like a gap. And the home was built in plaster. And so like filling it, especially in the kitchen, because he put new drywall, like to make it cohesive was a task. But I mean, you can tell it better than I can. You had to make the transition with moldings. And we have like a traditional style house from the 50s.
It's all cove ceilings, which are really cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
And now having taken it apart, I realized how much work goes into actually building those up. So trying to find a way that didn't look awkward because, you know, there's one spot that's kind of natural. It's on the corner. So I was able to use actually some corbels that aren't designed for that, but kind of seems to go into the trim. But then there's one wall that it was just a cove and then there's new flat drywall. So that was like, all right, how do I make this look like it was intentional without making it look cheesy?
It was a part of the house.
You get into a house and it's got a certain style and your first instinct is to go, I want to make this my style. But when you do it in a way that it is your style, but you're also leaning into the style of home is built in. That's a really unique skill and something you've done an awesome job at. But it's not natural for people because you're like, I want to make it my own.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Think about like buying a dream furniture piece, right? And it goes perfectly in the house you're in, and then you move, and then it no longer fits. And you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. I saved for years for this. This was my dream piece, and now it no longer works. Like, how do you deal with that? And I think, my best advice is always like, just don't make immediate decisions. Obviously, it's different. If you're buying a house that is dilapidated, you literally can't live into it. You have to make changes initially. But I think if you allow yourself to be uncomfortable for even a little while, you can start to understand what's going to work and what's not going to work in your space. I mean, that happened. Yes. There were so many things I wanted to change immediately, and I'm really glad I didn't, because now 4 years in, I'm like, you know what? I love these squeaky old floors. I remember I was pricing out how to get like new floors. And I'm so glad I didn't, because I think the style, the color, and the squeaks, I'm like, it's like a built-in security system. I'm like, I don't worry if my husband's out of town. I'm like, I can hear literally everything.
Yeah, good luck sneaking up on me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I can even sneak and get like a midnight snack without waking my husband up. It's really unfortunate. But there's so many things I would have changed, like landscaping. I would have changed. I'm so glad I didn't, because now I'm like, no, this is part of the history and the character of this house. And if I would have ripped it out, I would have been doing it a disservice. So
that's a great word. Like, we've been living in a construction site for years. All we're doing is we're figuring it out.
It's been terrible. It's been very terrible. Whenever I tell people about it, I think I saw someone at a party who's just like been following the process online. And she said, oh yeah, I saw you posting saying that you guys were going to have it done before the newborn. How's that going for you?
It was the biggest lie.
Yeah. And I was like, it's not going well. It's not going well at all. But I will say, when you live in it, all the choices we make, I feel like everyone says live in it, then make your choices. Yeah. When you're forced to do that, I really do think they're better choices.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's the have to have it right now. It's the quick run to the store to like grab the curtains and the curtain rods just because you can't wait for the ones you want to come in. And then what do you end up doing? You end up spending money that you're eventually going to either throw out or sell at a garage sale for $4 to only eventually buy the thing you really wanted.
Yes.
I've done that so many times in so many apartments and houses I've lived in. And I'm like, why did I do that? So slow and steady, I really feel like wins the race, especially in interior design.
So you obviously are very talented at it. You talked about how your following like really grew very quickly.
Yeah.
There are so many people who would love to follow in your footsteps and to be able to create a career around what they love on social media. When did you realize, I think this could be my full-time job?
I mean, I think I was a little delusional in the beginning. I was, once I got to Michigan, I will say, I started seeing real traction. And for the first time, brands were not just willing to send me something, they were willing to pay me as well. And I think that was like a big pivotal point. Now, don't get me wrong. I wasn't just like, wasn't inundated with emails. Being like, Vanessa, we'd love to work with you. It was very much me up until 2 a.m. writing these lengthy, like borderline begging emails of like, hi, you're my dream brand. Will you please work with me? I'd love it. Like this, blah, blah, blah. So I did a lot of work of just reaching out, and eventually getting responses or no responses at all, which is fine, right? You're not for everyone. I think that was like a big lesson, is like your brand, your style, what you're offering is not for everyone, and that's okay. But I would definitely say it was when because I worked a full-time corporate job. My husband and I decided like once my social media income met my corporate income was when I could step away.
Yeah.
So it was a very thoughtful, financially, like, I would say responsible decision.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that I didn't want to quit my job years ago and just go for it.
Yeah.
That I wanted to so many times, but there's always one in a relationship that like keeps you afloat financially, and the other person's just like vibing out. I'm the vibing out.
We love that for you.
Yeah, I'm the vibing out. I'm like,
amazing.
I'm like, listen, God's got us. We're good.
Yes.
It's gonna be fine.
I think that's a healthy
got
mindset.
chills. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. But that was like at the point. I was like, that was the agreement between us. And so, that was just last year. That was last year when I left my corporate job, and I'm doing this. Well, thank you. It was
exciting.
It was terrifying to like let go of, stock options and your health insurance and the steady income. Like not to say I was amazing. I was good enough at my job that I could do it every day with my eyes closed. You know, it was easy. And I love the company I work with. I loved my team, but something's got to give, right? If you're trying to give 100% to two things, something is going to fail. And that was this thing. And it was like, okay, I can either continue to give my all to this business that I truly, firmly believe has like depth and it's going to grow. And there's so much that I haven't even tapped into, or I can continue doing the really comfortable thing and just giving everything 50%. And so it was the point of like, all right, well, we got to do this. And thankfully, eventually my husband came around and was like, all right, Vanessa, I actually think this will work. So it's been really cool. I mean, there's ebbs and flows to this business. And I think for anyone that wants to do it for the first time, go into content creation, whether you're home or lifestyle, family, motherhood, etc., like it ebbs and it flows 1,000%. You'll have months where you are like grooving. You're like, this is amazing.
The holiday season.
Yeah. And then months
everyone's
where you're
emailing.
like, I have seen no money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what you're like, start to panic. It's like, it is definitely that. And I think that for me, at least, that's where a lot of faith comes in. I'm like, all right, I feel like I'm meant for this. I know I'm meant for this. And every door opened to allow me to do this. So I have to just believe that even in the low valleys, like we're going to come out of it and it's going to be great. And maybe there's a lesson in it. Like in the quiet time, for instance, a great example is the last few months have been actually pretty quiet for me on like the brand side of things. But then this book opportunity came up and I would have never had the time to do both. And now I'm almost done writing my first book because I had a quiet season from a business perspective. And that's just so cool. I'm like, all right, okay, God, I see you.
I think you said something interesting a few minutes ago about the way you looked at your first all brand deals was like, you were excited that not because somebody wanted to send you something free, but somebody wanted to send you something that they made that you were interested in. And I think so many people on social media, it's easy to like get excited. Oh, I give you free stuff. Like and that you kind of let that lead the deals you take or the way you approach it. And for you, approaching it completely differently of like, not only like, yes, you're excited that you're getting stuff.
100%.
It's something that you're passionate about.
Yes.
And that shows through in the content that you make. It's like, it's not like you're just doing an ad. Like you actually believe in or you want those products, regardless of it.
It's so important. It is really important. And I think, it's very easy to get caught up in the,
oh, sure, they want to send you this and they're going to pay you X amount of dollars. And all I have to do is just pretend that I like it and post it. And sure, I absolutely did that in the beginning. There was things I'd never tried it before. And I'm like, I'm going to try it. I'm going to film it because I'm getting paid for it. And then eventually I think, integrity is integrity. It starts to take root and you're like, okay, no, I actually want to be really authentic. But then also your audience can tell. If you promote something one time and you never talk about it again, it's usually a telltale sign of like, okay, there is a benefit to them. Maybe they don't love it. And so I told myself a couple years ago when I was like, all right, I really want to get into this. This is going to be my long-term job. This is what I want to do. And I feel passionate about it. I even told like the management team I was working with, I was like, I want to go the less is more route. Let's make sure that the brands I'm working with are repeat. I want to work with the people I know that I love, the people that I will buy out of my own money because I love this product or this brand so much. That's who I want to work with. And sometimes that means like, okay, I'm saying no to things. And a lot of things you're saying no to money and you're like, I need to pay my bills. Yeah. But also I don't want to promote this product that I don't care about.
Yeah, and I just feel like you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
If you want your audience to trust you, you can't. If you want longevity, you can't. And I think that in the short term, you can be uncomfortable, but in the long term, again, creating an audience or curating an audience that trusts you, that they know what you're giving is purely authentic. That's like, it's priceless.
Agreed.
Yeah.
One of the things that you have been promoting this summer is actually a very hot topic in our household. Wait, I want to see if you can guess what it is. You have been posting about something that's new to you this summer that takes up space in your backyard that some people would say is really messy and not a good choice. What do you think it is, Connor? No.
Oh.
what do you do?
You do chicken.
I have chickens.
Chickens! I want chickens so bad.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, tell us about it.
I love them so much.
They're so I have 4 chickens. Start with 4. I feel like 4 is a good number. I'm all about the even numbers versus the odds.
I'm trying to convince him just to let me start with 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just two. Oh, because they need to have, they're like, what's the word for it? They are community pets or community animals.
You don't want a lone chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. They need people to like peck around with and their friends. And sleep with too. They like cuddle up in their babies. It's so cute. But I have 4, Suki, Rory, Lorelai, and Emily. Because I'm a Gilmore Girls stan through and through.
And they're coming out with a documentary now.
I'm so excited about that.
I am very excited.
I was not happy with how like the last like the season.
No, I didn't like it either.
I was like, come on.
I know, I didn't like it. Wait, what team are you?
I love Logan.
I love Logan too. I think Logan's the obvious choice.
And it's not just because he's rich, which is obviously a big draw.
It's a plus.
It's a plus. It's a plus.
You're lying if you're saying it's not a plus.
Yeah, you want to just hop on a plane and go to New York for the date night?
Thank you.
Who says no
and
to that?
She comes from money too, and it bothers me when she acts like she doesn't.
I know. And like, I think in maybe another world, I would have said Jess, because I do like him towards the end. But I just think Logan grew up with her, and he became a man, and he became responsible, and he was obsessed with her. And I'm very upset with it. Anyway,
anyone but Dean.
Ugh, unfortunate. Anyway, so my chickens are named after the main 4 characters, characters of Gilmore Girls. I call them the Gratz girls.
Oh,
and
that's cute.
I love them so much. They have become pets.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually funny because my husband did not want chickens. He was like, are you kidding? Like,
of course he didn't. That's why I'm battling Connor all the time.
Something else for us to take care of. But my husband does love animals, just through and through. He's an animal guy. And so he actually said a couple days ago, he was like, listen, if they don't even give us eggs, like I'm glad to have them. And I was like, yes, I knew it. I know you would be out with the chickens more than I would be out with the chickens.
Part of my apprehension with the chickens is one, yes, it's fun, but it's work. Right?
It's work. Yeah.
You've got to make a chicken coop. You've got to go clean. You've got to keep them. But also, I'm an animal person, and we have a dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this because I'll get emotional, but like I think of that day.
Yes.
It's dread. I know for a fact I'm loving these chickens. They don't have as long of a lifespan.
Like 7 years, I think.
So like, do I want to now quadruple the amount of times that I have to go through that? And I don't know that I really do. So that's outside of the work.
Listen, that is really fair. I actually think that is not something I thought about initially.
And it is, I go to bed with anxiety every night.
Are you a vegetarian?
No.
Have you thought about it since having them?
Actually, no. Ugh. So a couple people have DM'd me and they're like, you're never going to eat chicken again. And I was like, I literally had chicken last night. And I was like, I was fine. I was like, it just didn't faze me. I just like, I think circle of life, I think animals, certain animals were here for us to sustain us. What did we do in the hunting days, right? And I think there's a difference, but that's a whole other conversation.
We got a lot of tangents in this episode.
I just love it.
Okay.
But the chickens, I mean, there's so much anxiety in the things that can kill them because they're outside pets.
Oh.
I've only ever had really inside pets most of my life. I did actually have a horse when I was younger, but it seemed like the horse was indestructible in comparison to this tiny chicken.
Yes.
Chickens are prey animals, right? Like they're a prey to so many things.
And us.
And where we live, there's mink running around rampant. Mink are everywhere, and they're basically like vampires. Raccoons, hawks galore. We have eagles flying around. So like foxes,
like
so many ways. And so the biggest thing was building a coop that could sustain them. And so it's really important
to do your research to ensure that you're building one that is like, it's basically like you need a Fort Knox scenario.
Connor, take notes.
Yeah.
For next summer.
I have a great guy who built our coop, and I was like very specific. I was like, these chickens cannot die, like under my care. And we put cameras in. There's a camera in the run. There's a camera in the coop. There's a camera from the house looking outside. I ran outside the other night, like midnight. Josh was fast asleep because I watch the camera every night before I go to bed. I'm just like watching it. I'm like, okay, they're sleeping. Okay, everyone's breathing.
I love this.
It doesn't look like anyone's trying to enter. And I saw like something scurrying on the outside of the run for the first time. It looked like the size of a raccoon. And I immediately popped out of bed, threw my rain boots on the way out, grabbed the fireplace poker and ran outside with a flashlight, just ready to just like go to battle with whatever was not even in the chicken coop, just near it.
Yes.
I was like, stay away. I was like, we gotta protect these babies. And no, so much anxiety about them potentially getting eaten or something happening to them. I mean, I've been researching poultry vets. There's none in my area. I've got to find one. Apparently every chicken keeper needs to have a chicken specific first aid kit. There's a whole thing.
Wait, people take their chickens to the vet?
Yeah.
I guess if they get sick.
If they get super sick, yeah.
I mean, you can't go to a normal vet.
No. I called
I would
vets around
love
me.
to show up. Yeah.
And I was like, do you service chickens? And they're like, no, we don't service chickens.
I feel like they should. I feel like it's becoming a bigger thing.
Well, backyard chicken, it's trending, right?
Is it?
You think of like trad wifing, right? Was
I
very big last couple of years. But backyard chickens are big. Our town actually just had to like renew its ordinance.
Oh, our town fights about it all the time. There are anti-chicken signs in people's yards.
Yeah,
not mine.
It's like a polarizing.
No, it
thing.
really
is.
I want them so bad.
But like people will get, I have friends that have plenty of 12, 13, 14 chickens, and the chickens get out there. If you don't have if your coop is not, locked up enough or whatever, they get out and run around. We have our town's Facebook page, and there'll be pictures like, hey, is anyone missing these 2 chickens? They're on, Main Street or whatever.
And then someone's like, oh my God, Lucy got out. Can you grab her?
Stop.
So funny. I love it. Small town life. I love my small town. But yeah, they had to change it because people were getting too many chickens for small amounts of land. So they had to now it's based on your property size, how many chickens you can have.
How many can you have?
I think I'm maxed out at 6.
You're okay. I feel like 6 is a fair number. Do you want more than that?
I was thinking initially maybe 8, but I think 6 is probably going to be great. Again, I watch these chickens all day. My favorite TV show is my security camera in my chicken coop.
You could probably put a live cam of them up on Facebook or something and people would tune in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I haven't got my first egg yet. So they're a little over 4 months old. We should be getting our first egg this month, which I've already got content planned around it. I've got my ideas of how I'm going to post about it, reveal the first egg.
I love it.
I told my husband, I was like, these chickens are write-offs, right? If I post about them, are they technically?
Wait, they are, yeah.
The employees?
No, I swear you can write off these chickens.
I think
because it's your content.
Yeah. I'm just thinking.
Be careful though; they might unionize you.
It's a business expense. Yeah, I'm just everyone in this house is fair game.
That's so true. I'm going to write you off. You're all my content at the time. Yeah,
get him a campaign
with some men's clothing. Write it off.
I know. Everyone always loves it whenever Connor. Now he's out of the podcast this season. Whenever Connor's in the content, so there we go.
Yes. What is it about the husbands who do love these brands?
Yeah.
My content goes viral whenever Josh is in it.
Rip. Yeah, give me more content. Well, you're always going viral. But you know what I mean.
But I mean, I was doing this series, which I should probably bring back because it was funny. I would get his raw reactions when I brought a random antique home. I would hey, come down in 10 minutes. And then he would just say, this is, why would you let, whatever. And so all the husbands or
that's what always
partners in the comments would be like, oh my God, it's not just me. My wife also brings stupid stuff home.
That's a good tip, too, for content creators.
It was a good tip.
Well,
yeah.
She's bring it in the house. Oh, was this you have
to bring that house? I would
I'm impressed with that because if she brought something in the house and was check it out, my first thought would be I'm very glad I can move this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that was part of it though, because I would feel myself struggling to get it in the house.
Right.
Yeah. Literally trying to push this 200-pound something. But no, there's a lot of times I've accidentally bought things that were much heavier than I thought. I have a 400-pound Roman soldier in the house, and I thought it was tabletop size.
I want to come over so bad. You should come. I'm just inviting myself during the episode.
We're having to your home? We're having a 100th birthday party for the house next month.
Wait, that's so cool. You would love that.
We have an end of summer party every year, a neighborhood barbecue, and I was it's going to be a 2-for-1 now. It's because the house turned 100 this year.
Wait, that's so cool. Let me know. I'll get some BTS content for you while I'm there.
I love it. Also looking for sponsors if anyone is interested.
No, seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to do what I had planned for this episode. I would love to do some rapid fire interior design questions.
Okay.
Are you up for it?
I'm up for it. Whether or not I have the answer or not, we will see.
No, it's just your opinion.
Okay, great.
There's no right or wrong answer. We just love following you. So these are just your raw opinions.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. Rapid fire home questions. Are you ready?
Ready.
One expensive design purchase that's worth it.
Rugs. I would say rugs. Like wool rugs. Real. Yes! Rugs!
And it's once a year we're getting, and I'm like, what are we doing?
I just feel there's something about a rug that is going to stand the test of time. Don't get me wrong. I have $300, $400 synthetic rugs in the house. And I think there's a time and space place in your house for that. maybe like a kid's room, right? Like the transitional years. But I do think if you're looking for longevity, something that you can pass down or something that like you can have professionally cleaned, or it's just, you're not going to have to swap out, like quality, like wool rag is the big one.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to give a little shout out right now. If you are local to Southeast Michigan, Area Rug Co. in Birmingham and Rochester, the best local ownership, and they will walk you through like how to pick the best quality rug. And I have to shout them out just because I love them. Okay. One design trend that you are loving right now.
Design trend that I'm loving right now. I don't actually know if this is super current. I tend to be behind on the trends. But I love the use of stripes everywhere. Everyone's using stripes. People are doing stripes with paint and like painter's tape, which I would never do because I don't like a DIY, but I love that people do it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I would love a DIYer to come in my house because I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And like the time, the effort put into like, put 300 pieces of tape on your wall to then paint over it and like make these stripes so cool. But wallpapered stripes and fabric, textiles. I think stripes are so classic. I'm putting stripes in my kitchen soon, and I'm like so excited about it.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. So I'm obsessed with wallpaper right now.
Yeah.
Which I know you don't want to hear because you don't want to do wallpaper.
Well, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind doing as much as taking it off. That's.
Well, we'll just never take it off.
Yeah, no, take it off.
Okay.
Or I don't actually know if I'm supposed to do this, but I have wallpaper over wallpaper.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Whatever. They do that.
Something else.
I do that in the 40s and the 50s. Think of the houses you renovate, you pull wallpaper down, there's like enough layer. I want to do that in our office really bad. I love that. I love wallpaper. I hate putting it up, but I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The most important room in the house design-wise?
The living room. I think a gathering place is the most important space. And those are the spaces that I, in the past, were very quick to fill very quickly.
Right, because you're
I'll run to any store to like, if I'm like hosting for the first time after moving to a house, I'm like, I have my rugs, I have my curtains, I have my blah, 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 to like make it feel filled. But they call the living room the heart of the home for a reason. It's a place, morning, evening, night, whether it's just you and your family, whether it is hosting you for holidays, girls' night, etc. That to me is like, I want people to come into my living room and just like feel at home, to feel cozy. It's got to be comfortable. But I also love it for like, being interesting. You know, I love walking into someone's living room and just like looking at what they thought was special enough to put there, to put on the wall, to put on a countertop, to put on a coffee table. Like, what did you spend your money on and you're proud to display? Because people like to live here first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love this because I love decorating and I'm just getting so many ideas while you talk. Your biggest interior design pet peeve?
Oh gosh, my mom loves me mad at me for saying this. Just like, so I'm one of those people that like don't love the color gray, just in general.
I hate the color gray. Actually, Joey, don't get mad at me. These are grayish. It's driving me insane.
Yeah, I don't love it. I had a gray sofa like when I was in my early 20s. I think at times you grow and evolve in your style and your taste. And when a house is like all one color, it drives me nuts. And I say that my mother-in-law, one of her favorite design colors is gray. So she does it. She uses it really well. And I bet it's beautiful. It's beautiful. She adds blues and greens and brass tones, and like she does it very well. But it's always funny because there's this like joke anytime she's gonna like, she bought curtains or a rug and she's like, oh, Vanessa, I'm going to hate this, but what do you think? It's gray in it. Yeah. And that's like so common. A lot of people really hate gray, but I try not to, this is like the trick I got in retail when I worked in retail stores. Like you never talk down about like a competitor, right? You always just say the benefit of what you have and why you have it, or maybe why, well, if you don't love it, then try somewhere else. I try to say like, oh my gosh, gray's so ugly. I just personally don't love it, but I do think people can use it well and use it beautifully. I have encouraged, if you love gray, use the heck out of it. It's just not for me. I don't live in a whole house today.
I'm not a big cool tones person.
Yeah.
And that's why gray doesn't work for me, because I just really like, people will say too, like I am overly warm in the tones that I pick, but it really like affects my mood. So being surrounded by warm tones makes me feel happier throughout the day.
Yeah. Love it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Love a warm tone.
What is one expensive looking trick? No. What is one expensive looking trick that costs almost nothing?
Ooh, that's a great one. Rapid fire, I think in my head. I guess maybe not cost almost nothing, but this is what I've done in my house. And a lot of people think that I pay more money than I do. All my drapes for the most part are like from Amazon. right? But, like velvet drapes are like $30 a pop. And in order to make them look really full, I buy double and I just like put them together. I don't sew them together. If you were to walk in my house, my living room or my dining room is an example. I've got like these pinch pleat drapes that are super thick, but it's just like 3 panels squashed together.
Wait, that's such a good trick.
And I didn't sure, I probably could sew them together. I could have that done professionally too. Or I could buy drapes that are custom the right width, but I was just like, I'm just gonna, it cost me like $50.
That's so good. That's a very good answer.
No one's gonna come into your house and like pull your drapes apart.
No, for sure.
Except
for me now. It's
you're party.
I'm alright. If you could steal one room from any home that you have seen, what room would it be?
Oh, that's a hard question. There's so many.
I think of Father of the Bride.
I just started to watch both of those.
They were like that house.
Netflix right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm trying to think of it's so funny. Now I rewatch a lot of movies. My husband and I love to rewatch movies and as I've gotten more into interiors, I'll rewatch movies. Oh my gosh, look at that millwork. Look at the lighting. But if anything, it would probably be a room from Wayne Manor. Batman. Wait, do you know Wayne Manor, the house that was like filmed, I want to say it was like the most recent series, just went for sale. And it's like this 20,000 square foot mansion. It's
oh my gosh.
Insane. And the woodwork is gorgeous and the giant chandeliers and stuff.
That's such a cool answer. Well done.
Well done.
I love that. Are you a Nancy Myers fan? Home design wise?
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Like, it's like, it feels fresh. It feels coastal. It feels inviting. It's, people have asked me in the past, like, if you were to change your design style, if you were to buy a house that's outside of your style and like redo it, what would you do? And I just had 2-part. I would either want like a really classic Spanish hacienda.
Yes.
With like terracotta tiles.
We just did terracotta's house in the kitchen.
Love that. Yeah, like the whole house is like cohesive like that. Or something like in Rhode Island, like something that's all shaker.
Yeah.
And with big hydrangeas and
okay, see, you want to know what is my weakness is that I feel like with our house, I'm going like half Spanish, half Rhode Island. And I can't fully, I think about this a lot. It's the I like to renovate. No, really, because we are designing and renovating it ourselves. And I'm trying to mix the two. Yeah. And maybe I shouldn't be doing that. What would your advice for me be?
So I think there's a common misconception that your house needs to be one style. I think everyone's like, okay, what's your design style?
Yeah.
What is that one thing? And it's not one thing. And it's something that I think should be easy. Is that like you fill a home with things that you're drawn to, that you love. And sometimes that means it's slightly coastal or it's Spanish or it's a little like Victorian. I think you can mix things beautifully, slowly, because you don't want to like order much stuff and all of a sudden you're like, it's like an explosion of a catalog. But I think that as long as you love it, like that's all that matters, honestly. I told my mom when I talk about this often, just about like filling a home with, let's say something that doesn't match the surrounding area, right? Let's say, you live in the middle of Michigan and you want to feel like you live on the coast wherever. I don't think there's anything wrong with filling your house with seashells if that's what brings you so much peace and you love it and it's just like that is your aesthetic. It doesn't have to match. It's cool if it matches your exterior, but at the end of the day, like our homes are so personal and who the heck cares if one of your rooms looks like it belongs to Spain and the other one looks like it belongs to Ireland. But I do think you can do it if you do it slow enough and you're thoughtful, you can mix and match very beautifully.
I'd love to take your break sometime. Just tell me what you think. Okay.
Yeah. And it's kind of taking parts of each and then blending them. It's not just like, this whole chunk and this whole chunk.
If you had $10,000 to spend on one specific portion of your house, what would you spend it on and why?
It would be the basement. We want to renovate it. So it's not in Michigan. It's a Michigan basement. Does that have a dirt floor? Is that what that means? I'm not from here.
I probably should know that, but no, I mean, most Midwest homes have a proper basement.
Right.
Whereas at least I think it's true, like California, Texas, a lot of those homes maybe don't have basement space. climate. So
is a basement?
Well, I think I heard that a Michigan basement is a term for like a level of completeness, like renovated or not. Like, is it storage or can you actually live down there? I think that's it.
I feel like living down there would be a Michigan basement because so many of us have basements like that. Makes me Google this. But
either way, our basement currently so it has epoxy floors, which is great. It has walls. It has the exposed ceilings. We have the original asbestos. Great.
That's a Michigan basement. It has asbestos.
Okay. But it's there. And it's basically storage. The basement is the size of the house. It's a storage house, so it's huge. It's got all these rooms, but it's not livable. It's not comfy. It's not cozy. And so I have this dream in my head, and it was a dream that my husband and I, drew at a bar. Like the first year we lived here, we were having cocktails, and it was like, I have this vision for the basement. And so we both grabbed napkins and pens and drew out what we wanted.
We should do that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I love that.
Oh, it's chicken scratch.
Yeah, you've seen the nursery. I do a couple birds. Do it.
It's chicken scratch, but it is funny how all of our these crazy ideas we come up with like some sort of cocktail or wine interviews. Yeah, but I have this vision for it, not to be like a movie room, but kind of that. Like we host a lot, and also something else off topic I've learned since moving to Michigan. Men and women will separate at parties. Which, if I'm at any Michigan party, all the women find themselves on one side of the house, and all the men find themselves somewhere else.
You think that's a Michigan thing?
That was in California or Texas for me. We just all intermingle.
Whether it's the garage or
You're like, yeah,
that's cool. Like guys are like, take me to the coldest part of the house.
Yeah, and I'm like, where is my ice window? Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I'm just I remember us hosting parties, and we're all just intermingled. The four of us are sitting in town together versus the guys go here. It's anyway.
So you think it's a Michigan thing?
It's a Michigan thing.
Boys and girls don't hang out together.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's weird.
I like it. It's a hot take. Okay.
But I do think that my plan is that when this basement is done, I want it to be a landing spot for everyone. But eventually, I'm sure it's going to be the guys. We want to build a bar, build a bathroom down there.
Yeah.
And I also think we have nieces and nephews on both sides, and not that they're always welcome to my house. Their parents both say that our house is like a kid's old house.
Oh yeah, because of all of the antiques.
Yeah, a lot of breakable stuff. Yeah. But my vision is this basement is going to be just as beautiful, but it's going to be like a soft rating path for kids. We can throw the kids down there. They can have a slumber party. They can watch movies, but we can also enjoy it. So it's still going to be beautiful and aesthetic, but it's not going to be full of a bunch of breakables or antique portraits that are priceless.
Chef's corners.
Yeah.
Jump off the perch.
I'm doing one of those big comfy love sack sofas covered in a full rug.
Yeah.
And, cool wallpaper, but a fun fridge with snacks and drinks. And so that's cool. It's going to cost way more than $10,000, but I would love that 10 to start us off. We'll get going with it. I think it's easier to add walls and floors.
So good.
Plumbing.
No, that is my goal too for our basement. I want it to be somewhere our son and his friends can kick a ball or something, and I don't think twice about it.
Really? Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been to a lot of basements since moving. I grew up in a basement.
So it's moving to Michigan.
Yeah, learned a lot. But I've been to a lot of basements. I've been to really cool basements. I'm like, this is a
really
whole other portion of the house.
It's like a fun zone.
Because in my mind, a basement was the equivalent to an attic.
Oh no, in my mind, a basement is a fun zone.
You're right about the Michigan basement, by the way. That is a saying.
Right. What does it mean?
It's a dark, low ceiling.
It's dark.
And not necessarily. It's not finished. It's dirt.
Unfinished.
Oh.
Cellar style basement.
I thought it was a compliment. I thought it was
actually nice.
They were like, "Do you have a Michigan basement?" And I'm like, "Our floors are epoxy, so I don't think so."
Oh, there we go.
You're welcome. It's a taxi. It's funny. It's when you move, I feel when you move anywhere, and you're not from there, you experience and explore and learn all these new things. And I feel like I'm doing that with our Michigan family because I'm new here, so I'm going everywhere. Trying restaurants, visiting all these parts of the state. And they're like, I've never been there. I'm like, you got to move away and come back, I guess. And see it with fresh eyes. I have fresh eyes here. It's really fun to share it with family and friends.
It's cool too when you go somewhere not new, but you go somewhere that the design and just the features are completely different. Like we went to visit some friends in Texas in the spring, and what we saw in the neighborhood we were staying in, a lot of people have chains.
The radio.
There's downspout.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah keeps saying, like, let's do that.
I want to
sell work here.
Because
See it freeze.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it's just because it's just an aesthetic, like, sound thing, too, right? Like,
and I'm really big on, like, I love wind chimes and stuff. Yeah.
But I think that's so cool. I agree with you. I think traveling anywhere is a great way to find inspiration for your home or your life or whatever. So one of my favorite places to get inspiration is like hotels. I love going into a beautiful hotel and seeing like usually hotels, especially nice ones, will spend money on the wallpaper and the rugs and the art. I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is good. Or the paint even. But retail shops, I went to the Grand Hotel for the first time.
I was literally just going to say, I bet you would love the Grand Hotel.
The first time. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun. It was like, it felt like being on a cruise ship, right? Like you don't have to leave the property because there's like shops and entertainment and food and clothing. I was like, this is incredible. And I loved that like every corner you turn was like a different style.
Rooms are so cool.
And I think that's so beautiful. I got so much inspiration from that. Have you been to Fleur Drake?
Yeah, and I saw you posting that you recently got something there, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I got this amazing French like planter.
Beautiful. I saw it. It's gorgeous.
Dream piece. My in-laws were over last night, and I was like, if the house catches fire, like
you're grabbing the planters.
My father-in-law was like, I think it'd be okay. It's like wood fire. And I was like, well, you're probably right.
You're grabbing the chickens and that.
Yeah, well, the chickens were already outside, so we're okay there. Yeah, we grabbed a dog, me and my husband, obviously, and then this 200-pound planter, which he will be grabbing. But Florida Detroit's one of those places, like, sometimes I go in there just to walk around and get inspiration, because they change it seasonally. And
especially about anthropology.
Yes, I love places like,
I'll just walk around, I know it's like corporate chain, but I will walk around anthropology and genuinely just smile at all the home stuff.
Yes. That's where I get a lot of inspiration for like holiday season. Like walking to the mall or the Rothbard store in Somerset. Like I love their floral displays, especially.
Oh, fun.
And I will try to recreate them in like my own way with what I have, which is really cool. Inspiration everywhere for our homes. And I just think it's just a matter of like taking the time to look around, because you can find it here. Like, it's just so cool. Beautiful. Life is full of it.
That's beautiful. There are so many people who follow you who I know look up to you also for being able to take your passion and turn it into your career. For someone right now who wants to take what they're passionate about, turn it into content and go full time in content, what is one tangible thing you think that they could do this month to move one step closer to that?
Oh, that's a big question. I'm trying to think back, what did I do that was actually felt tangible? I would say I'm a big proponent of like planning. Planning is really big when it comes to content. Like whether that, like I love a physical planner. I love a physical planner. Everything's psycho, but like something about writing down like your goals, what you want content to look like that day. Like what brands you want to reach out to. Mm-hmm. Like those were things that I think had really helped me grow in the beginning. It's like, okay, this week I am going to email 10 of my favorite brands. And after those emails, I'm going to send a follow-up 4 days later. And then I'm going to make sure I post something and tag them in each one of those posts. Mm-hmm. Like those were ways that I was able to make connections in the beginning. And that was easy. It didn't cost me any money, but it was helpful for me to start to create structure in this business, because it is it's very fluid. Like social media is fluid. Like you could just wake up and be like, what am I going to do today? Or you can wake up and you have a plan of like, okay, today my work day in content creation is X, Y, Z. So I would say whether that's like a physical planner, whether that's downloading an app on your phone, but like create a plan for your week by week. And that is really helpful. And I'm a goal-oriented person in the first place. So like, I like to celebrate my goals. Anytime I start a goal off, I'm like, all right, we're opening a bottle of wine or dinner, or, I'm going to buy other shoes because I hit this milestone with this goal that I have for myself. Even if it was just like, I'm going to reply from that brand. Mm-hmm. I'm celebrating tonight and I'm opening a good wine.
But that's what makes life, like, I feel like we're so quick to sit in things that we're unhappy about. Yeah. But making sure that you're purposeful with celebrating wins. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's what makes you happy.
Absolutely. I also say this is like the second one is, connecting with like-minded people. So for me, that was finding other friends on social media that were in my same niche. I was definitely identifying people that like have gaps than I did because they clearly doing something right.
For sure.
And I'm like, what can you teach me?
Yeah.
And it was always really exciting when I reached out to someone and they were like, I'd love to have a conversation with you. And I love that so much. I think one of my biggest pet peeves about this world, like the social media content creation world, is people love to gatekeep, and they love to like keep their secrets and like their rates and how they got a hold of this brand and blah blah blah. And I just think like there's so much room in the table, and if there's not room, we build a bigger table. We just like, let's just do it. Like there was like a statistic recently when I was talking about this. It's like a multi-billion-dollar like business now, social media, and like it's just there's so much content to be made. There's so many amazing opportunities to grab. And I think that if you can find people that are willing to be in your corner, cheer you on, and be like, hey, I loved that reel, but make sure you put on captions, because a lot of people are watching their content while feeding their baby at night. And so you want to make sure.
I just started to have a sound off because I don't want him to be constantly stimulated by whatever I have on. So literally when I had a baby, I started watching things sound off more.
Yes. And like that was a tip someone told me a while ago. I don't know if I have kids, so I didn't think about that. But I also think like hearing impaired, like they use captions, closed captions. But vast majority of people consume content on silent because they're whatever. Like I was all worried that I was like, totally. And so that was a tip that I was like, oh, when I didn't have captions, people were just scrolling past my stuff because they couldn't hear it and they weren't going to turn on their volume. So adding like closed captions or adding like big bold text on it, like that makes people stop and they're going to watch your content, and then your algorithms will see that, and then it's going to, trickle down from there. So like those little tips and tricks, like you don't know unless someone else has already learned them. And I think that, finding those people is really important. So like add that to your to-do list. Connect with one creator that week that you either admire, that's doing the same thing as you, or is doing something you want to do, and making it, trying to connection.
I think like it's interesting that you say that, because that's something Sarah's done a ton, is like take those shots of like, what do you have to lose by sending that person the DM?
Oh, I'll DM anyone. I don't care.
Like,
I'll DM you 5 times.
Like she'll be like, oh, this person has 9 followers. Like,
wait, I'm demotivator, right? Connor was like, he lives in Canada. I decided I should DM him. I was like, I'll DM him every week. I don't care how crazy I look. Because he'll be such a good guest. Maybe I should put this and tag him. Maybe. Seriously, like, I don't know. I feel like you would have to not care about looking, to an extent, a little thirsty. Because those connections are everything.
Well, and it seems like I've been blown away by the amount of people that, sure, some of them aren't going to respond. It's not that they it's not that they necessarily don't want to talk. Maybe they didn't see it, but like the amount of creators and people that Sarah's been able to connect with that like she would have never dreamed that would respond, and then that have like an actual real conversation with them, or they're willing to be like, hey, let's get coffee. Like if you aren't willing to just send a DM or reach out, like you're never going to know if someone's willing to help.
100%. And it's such a good message, I think, in any business you're in, but especially this one. My dad always told me that growing up, the worst thing anyone can do is say no. He's like, ask for anything you want in this world. And it's like crazy things, like an upgrade on the airplane, like anything I'll ask for. And like, as long as you're with kindness and respect, like you can ask for anything, I think. And honestly, I think that helps it helps open doors. It also helps confidence. I think a lot of people have a hard time communicating with people, especially at this age where like kids are growing up on social media with screens in front of them, right? Think about the kids that had to go to school through the pandemic, like the social skill factor. And so I think it's really important to connect with people and just to have like practice those social skills and those communication skills. Yeah, worst case, you don't get a reply. I get people that will DM me, and like this is just annoying as an app feature. Like sometimes if someone's not following you, you're not following them, their messages will go into like a request box. Yeah. And I don't always see that. And so I always feel like I think once a week I'll go and I'll make sure and I'll check. I'll reply to people. I'm so sorry. This is like a week or 2 weeks old. Like, did you still have that question? And people will say, thank you so much for replying. I'm like, you're welcome. That's why I'm like here for that. Like, what else would I do? Like, intentionally not reply? I'm like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to not try. And I fail all the time and I miss messages and things go unanswered, but I try my best. And I think most people genuinely do. Even when you get unique I don't know what this is like yet. Maybe I'll find out. Well, I'll find out one day. Like getting big enough where you have like a team working for you, right? Like helping reply, like that's like the dream. But, until then, we're just trying our best. So, sometimes that message just goes unanswered unintentionally, sometimes unintentional. But yeah, ask always. I've gotten some really cool opportunities just because I threw my crap to the wind and I was like, hey, yeah, and it'd be an honor. Yeah, I'd love to do this with you.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa, the name of the show is Water Your Garden. So the precipice is that every episode is a chance to pour into yourself. What are you doing right now in your own life to feel like your best self and to feel like you're pouring into yourself?
Right now, I'm trying actually the chickens are helping.
The chickens, I love that.
So I am not like a summer lover. When they were into Texas, it's just like disgustingly hot. Like it's like 105 there right now, something like that. And that's like our normal summer. So I grew up not wanting to be outside, and like not loving heat. So I tend to during the summer months, I like recluse summer, man. I'll stay inside, like I'll put the AC down and wear sweaters and pretend it's fall. But the chickens, they're outside. They require me to come check on them every day. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to be more intentional to like get outside, get the sunshine in my eyes, breathe the fresh air, and like just be one with the land that's there. I mean, I spend so much time inside the house. And so that's been helping a lot. It's actually crazy how it changes the trajectory of my day when I like wake up and I go outside. Mm-hmm. And like there's studies about this. Everyone says like you get sunshine, like get sunshine. And I'm like, I'll get it through the windows. Yeah. But I've been doing that since we got the chickens. Really, since they went outside, I've been intentional to go outside every day, and that's been crazy good for my like mental health. And I think that's also my spiritual health of just being like, okay, this land, we have this land, we were gifted this. Like, how am I going to steward it well? And it's really cool too because the more times I'm outside, the more like I connect with our neighbors. They're walking by and like, hey, and they'll come say like, how are the chickens with them, or how's the house going? And it's just really cool to connect with people like that. So. Spending time outside, it's groundbreaking, I know. But for me, that is a big deal because I would usually not be out there in any of the summer months.
Oh, we love it. I feel like I could talk to you forever.
It's no fun.
So maybe, hopefully we can have you back on one day, but thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me.
Well, I don't want to skip over, but you did mention that you're writing a book.
I'm writing a book.
Oh, you promote it? Talk about it? Yeah, tell us about the book.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll do really quick because I talk about it on social all the time. Really sorry I didn't want to start it. But I'm really excited. I'm writing my first book. It's a coffee table design book, but I think it's going to have a lot more like text than most coffee table books. There's a lot of stories in there that I think that I'm sharing that shaped who I am as a designer, as a human, as a homeowner, and I'm really excited to share them in general. The goal is it's coming out not September, fall 2027.
Okay.
So I'm almost done writing it. We finished shooting the house. I shot the house with an incredible photographer, Joe Setiano, who is just the best year's photographer I know. And so I'm so excited. And this is like, it's one of those things that I wanted to do. I thought it would be really cool to write a coffee table book one day because I'm such a collector of coffee table books. Like that's my thing to buy. I buy is a really pretty coffee table book.
Well, love it. I actually need some for these shelves. So I gotta fill these shelves. That's on my to-do list this week.
Great place to get like coffee table books that are just kind of like home goods.
I'm supposed to go to Home Goods this week.
I love coffee table books there.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so I'm sorry, on tangent. Let's talk about progress. So fall 2027, and I'm super excited. It's a love letter to this house. That's what it is. It's a love letter to this house because this house, truly changed my life. It changed my husband's life. It created a community for us I only ever dreamed of. I feel like I'm living my like best Stars Hollow Gilmore Girls life right now. I live in a small town. Everyone knows everyone. And it's just so community oriented and I love it. And yeah, so that's that. So I will be promoting it heavily once we get it to like resale, which will be sometime next year. And then I'm also planning a small book tour, which I'm super excited about.
Oh my gosh, it's so
cool. I hope people show up.
People will definitely show up.
I'm just so pumped. It's just like I never thought I would. I thought I would do this maybe later on in life. I thought I'd have like a Martha trajectory. My 50s made me start to do the things that I thought would be really cool and like successful. But I'm 36, and I'm like, I'm reading a book. This is insane.
That's amazing.
So cool. Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, thank you so much, Shinda. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This was so much fun.